Today we are going to be coaching the next up and coming Juri superstar. He goes by Shiro. Currently he's a 1500 MR Juri player. Actually, at the time of the recording, which is 2 or 3 weeks after this coaching session, I think he's at like 1600 or 1650. But yeah, he's super motivated, super willing to learn, and today we're going to basically give him some tips in training mode based on any questions that he has. We're going to watch some of his replays and figure out what holes he has in his game that he needs to improve on. And I'm hoping this can help all of you on YouTube as well in terms of like things that you might notice that you could fit into your game as well. Before we get into it, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Really helps the channel out a lot. And let's get into the coaching session.
Yeah, I'm 1521 MR. Yeah.
I saw you were a bit higher earlier.
Yeah, I've been getting, I don't know, bro. I keep getting cooked by these ranked goblins, man. I do have one good match that you could watch for later. I went to a local and it was on a VOD.
Okay.
So you could watch that match for actual good match. But I was just getting cooked in rank, so maybe you could just coach me off of those too.
So I guess in training mode, did you have any questions off the bat about like just Street Fighter or Juri in general?
The main thing is like, how do you go about neutral with Juri? Like, I feel like I do too many empty drive rushes to try to get in.
Basically, like doing empty drive rush or dash or jump. Most people say that's like skipping neutral. Basically, like if your opponent isn't ready to check it, then you just get in for free. Especially in this game, since drive rush is pretty hard to check and the reward is so good. Once people start checking it, you just kind of have to slow down, play a bit more respectfully, maneuver so your spacing is good. There's kind of 3 ways to go about it. The first is like actively poking. Juri's pokes, I think in general the best ones are like stand heavy punch. You can kind of confirm off of it into drive rush into whatever, or even into EX Fuha, but it's a bit harder to do that one. Stand heavy kick is a really good poke too. That's like the farthest one, and then crouch medium kick is hits low. So all 3 of those I think are like the 3 main ones you're going to be poking with. She also has forward heavy punch, which I think a lot of Juri players started doing recently, but I wasn't doing it before, so it's not really as necessary.
Yeah, I feel like I don't ever use this. Does more damage. It might be like more optimal for like, I don't know, stun or some shit, but yeah, I just never use that.
It's definitely more optimal in some combos, especially like after DI. Then you want to go into this because this one does like 200 more damage than stand fierce. You're not always going to be able to confirm like crouch medium kick. You can't confirm, you just kind of do it. You can also just do store if you're not trying to spend any drive gauge. That's basically the main part of neutral, is just trying to walk into your range at like basically the max range of your button that you want to hit, so that you basically hit your opponent before they hit you. And then the way that you basically counter this is like, say you try and walk forward and then try to hit a heavy punch.
Like that?
Yeah. And then if I'm walking back at like the right moment, I can try and whip punch you.
Like it's just low-key hard.
Yeah, but that's basically it. You just try and walk back and forth, make it uncomfortable for them to poke, but you also do your pokes at the same time. I think once you try and play this game more and like not rely on drive rush as much, you'll kind of get used to it. It's just kind of an experience thing with how you play neutral.
Like sometimes I'm playing against like a Ryu or Ken, and they're just like Hadouken spamming, right? They're just basically turtled up, and they just Shoryuken you every time I try to jump in or something. And like for that, I kind of just like feel like I have to go for like just throw a fireball, and then I usually just drive rush. I don't know, it's like,
yeah, I mean that's definitely a good strategy. Like fireball into drive rush is like a great way to get in. If they're not able to stop you from doing that, then you're basically winning the neutral off of that. Other ways you can deal with that, if like they're just throwing it away and you're not able to like get the stock out in time, because a lot of the times the fireball is just going to hit you. Other people have like ways to just beat fireballs. You can try and perfect parry them. You can just parry them in general to get your drive gauge back. You could risk a jump if you want, like jumping from around this range. Sometimes you can react and do dive kick. If you just do like a forward jump and you see them throw a fireball. Yeah, I would say that's not one of Juri's strong suits in general, is dealing with fireballs. Like a lot of other characters have better anti-fireball things. All she really has is like level 3. If you can just try and walk them down and use your buttons, because in general fireballs are kind of just a poke unless like it's a real zoning character like Dawson or something. If you're playing like a Ryu, you just try and get in range of your buttons and then you can kind of play neutral again.
I seen in one video you were like an attorney. Do you just not go Juri against Guile?
I've been trying to learn JP for Guile specifically. I think Juri Guile is pretty hard.
Yeah, that shit feels impossible sometimes.
Yeah, I have some new ideas in the matchup, but most likely I'll probably just stick with JP, it seems like.
Okay, yeah. A lot of times when I'm in corner, I feel like I'm just so bad at defending. Like, I don't know, dude. I feel like that just comes with experience of getting shit on in the corner so much. I'll be getting like Ken kicked, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Jinrai?
Jinrai kick. And he's just fucking spamming that. And I just feel like I just have to block the whole time.
So are you talking about Jinrai specifically, or just like when someone
Well, I mean,
throws
just
you?
any character with like insane pressure. Like, I don't know, sometimes a Luke will throw in crouch mediums every time, or I don't know.
After the first button, it's just kind of normal pressure. It's not really like direct offense, I would say. And then you can kind of check them if they're trying to walk forward. Otherwise, like the mind game there is basically if they're going to walk forward and steal more turns, by doing like their plus normal like this, you can hit a button or try and jump out or whatever. But if they just keep pressing the button, eventually they'll be pushed out of range. So it's just a mix up between keep blocking or not, basically.
Yeah, I guess I just gotta learn more about like actual frames and frame advantage stuff, because realistically I've just been grinding ranked. Like, I haven't actually learned how to use the training thing for like learning frames and matchup stuff, like matchup specific stuff.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot in terms of learning the game. So you're just talking about like frame data in general, right?
Yeah, like I know frame, like I grew up playing Smash and stuff. I know about frame data and stuff, but just Street Fighter specific things, like I basically only know Juri's moveset.
After you lose to a character or whatever, you just go back in training mode. So you see like the green and the red and the blue. Basically the most important things are going to be the startup and the advantage. The startup is like how fast it is, then the advantage is like what you are after it. In general, if I'm like here, it's my opponent's turn after. And if they press anything that's faster than my button, like let's say I press a 4-frame button after, then if they press anything 5 frames or faster, basically it would beat this. So if you press a light kick right after the first one, it should beat it. Yeah, basically. But jabs are special because you can chain them, so it kind of makes frame data not matter for them, because if you try and actually do a light kick here between them, it should actually counter hit it.
Yeah.
Back to the defense in the corner thing, so go back in the corner. So I would say, yeah, the first thing is to stop people from extending their pressure too much, knowing when they're plus. Very few characters actually have buttons that are plus, like a few, like Juri's actually an exception in this, that she has an actual plus button. Really, most characters don't have something that's +2 unless they do a drive rush, and drive rush adds 4 frames. It goes from +2 to +6. In most cases you can challenge, unless an opponent's doing a jab chain or a drive rush button, you can challenge. In terms of like throw loops, I guess, like what are your options after a throw in the corner?
Like after I get thrown?
Yeah, so like say I'm throw looping you and I dash forward.
I either try to like crouch and block so I don't get hit by low, and try to react to like, because most time, I mean in my elo right now, people would like jab, grab, like over and over, and I usually try to react. I can react to text sometimes.
So reacting to grabs isn't actually like a thing you can do. It's just a guess.
Nah, realistically, sometimes it's like it takes a while. I can react sometimes. Am I tripping or?
Nah, I think you're tripping.
Like,
I'll just.
Sometimes I'll wait for them to walk. Well, I guess it's not as much of a reaction as it is like I watch them walk up to me.
Yeah, I think you're probably reacting to the space they're in, right?
Yeah.
They could basically trick you by walking in and out of the space.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I think a lot of players actually do that. Like they try and only tech when they're really close. I mean, realistically, you shouldn't be teching unless the opponent has a threat of throwing you. But yeah, so you said you're options are teching, blocking. Yeah, I mean, those are the main ones. The other ones you could do against throw specifically, Juri has jump medium punch into dive kick. If you try doing a throw loop on me, so it just beats it clean. It's a hard read because it'll lose to a meaty. It's a bit weird because only on punish counter it lands into the normal dive kick. So like it'll only or on counter hit it does too, but on regular hit it doesn't actually combo. So doing EX is actually safer, but in general, if you're just reading a throw, then the normal one works. Yeah, I think that's a pretty important one, especially since EXDP costs like 2 drive gauge bars.
Yeah.
In general, it's kind of safer than doing an EXDP because even if you get hit, sometimes like your health isn't as important as your drive gauge. But then also, if you want to be a bit safer, if you think they're just going to block, you can just try and jump out of the corner.
How often do you use like level 2? I know you said you were going to try to use it more or something like that.
So I think the main uses I have for it are either to take their drive gauge when they're really low, like if they're under like 3 bars, normally I'll go for it. Also, if I need to make a comeback, I feel like you just kind of have to do level 2. But
that shit's hard. I think that's the hardest part of
like using feng shui.
Like, yeah, because like this is my first Street Fighter. I understand all of Juri's buttons, but when it's level 2, dude, it's like, oh my god. I tried learning this, like, oh my god, no, I can't even do it. I did learn the corner carry combo where you do the dive kick and the safe jump, but that one's still hard.
Basically only need to know safe jump and then also like the DI combo. That's honestly all you need to know with feng shui, and then your feng shui is good.
Do you have like any specific corner pressure combos you do with feng shui, or?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the main one is the pressure is basically the same, but there's 2 things you can do. So in general, you can also end in a DP, and then you can do this double overhead thing. So block, try blocking this.
Yeah.
So this double overhead thing is pretty good at opening people up because like you're not used to blocking twice, right?
I feel like after getting hit by that, I'd try to block low and then you get hit by that.
Yeah, and then another good thing you can do for pressure is just go straight into crowd or stand medium punch, because then you'll be plus after. And then if you see a hit, you can just combo after.
Yeah.
The main thing other than that is after the safe jump, you can do like a, if you block the jump in, and then if you try and crouch block after,
okay.
you can see it hits and it leaves you standing. So that only works in burnout because of the extra block advantage frames. Like it won't work normally. Like, but after that you can do like, I don't know if you've seen me do like the jump medium punch thing. So just keep stand blocking. You basically just can loop this.
Yeah.
And then go low after.
I just have to lab level 2 so much. It's like, I feel like it's so, like, you've played Street Fighter for like, what, your whole life?
Like 10 years, 11 years at this point.
That's insane. Like pressing all the buttons and like having that button memory for level 2 is like so hard.
Yeah, I can see that being difficult for sure. But it's just a muscle memory thing. Anything else, or we could hop into the replays?
Yeah, I think that's like the main questions. The biggest question I had was neutral, because I feel like I struggle making sure that my neutral stays like good the whole time.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just being patient and like not resorting to neutral skip options like drive rush.
Yeah,
like if it's
a lot of times I do that.
If it's working, then you know you just win. But if it's not, like they're checking the drive rushes, you just gotta slow it down. And you just get better at it as you play more. And I would say like focus when you watch like top players play, like how they're playing neutral. Because if you're watching 2 top players play against each other, they're pretty much good at checking drive rushes and stuff like that.
Yeah, checking drive rushes is something I gotta do too.
Yeah.
When I watch top Street Fighter, it's just so different than 1500 MR Street Fighter. It's insane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can imagine you guys just like drive rushing at each other doing DIs.
These players are just brain dead.
Alright. I mean, the driver shit, can't really be mad at that one.
I do it too much.
Yeah, I mean the only problem is if they keep checking it, but also when you're a bit lower on drive gauge, sometimes it's a good idea to just sit back for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so no anti-air there.
Yeah, I definitely should have DP'd there. I'll get caught out doing stores a lot too. I have to like
Yeah,
just be more careful with that.
Yeah, in general, like especially against Luke, he's got the fireball, so you might want to try and time the store when you see him do a fireball. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, this is the guy that went on to win the whole tournament. But
I think I
I
played
don't
him
think
in
it was
ring
that bad of a
before.
match.
I thought he played Jamie, but
Yeah, he
Maybe.
does. This guy fucking switches to Jamie after I beat him.
okay. Yeah, I think he's a Jamie main actually. I don't think he actually plays Luke.
Yeah. What a dickhead.
He just wanted to play a little bit of Luke. Okay, so off of the fierces, I would definitely try confirming them more. Because
Yeah.
I feel like you're letting a lot of damage go. Because you're not able to just go into the dry rush.
One thing I think that's good with Juri after overhead is like they block it.
Oh,
Just,
nice. Should be dead.
Yeah, watching games back, you just see all the mistakes you make. It's so cringe.
That's the best way to improve though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you got a parry anti-air.
brother, you should have back thrown to that.
Yeah, you might have been able to back throw, but I'm not sure because the range would have been a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's funny.
The XDP is a little scary there because you would have been burned out, and you're also
Yeah, and I
burned
just
out.
burnt out anyway.
Yeah, so right here you should be looking for level 3 basically,
Okay.
because all he's gonna really do that's really threatening is DI or heavy knuckle, right? The heavy knuckle
Yeah.
you can also jump back from, if you didn't know.
Okay.
If they're just like charging it up. And then let's see, there was one moment here. The heavy knuckle is actually, when he doesn't charge it up, it's normally -4, which is punishable by your jab. But he did it when you were burned out, so it's actually 0. So you, basically, if you both jab at the same time here, it'll trade. So you might as well do
Okay.
a jab. in
It's
this
like a
situation.
normal jab will just stop him.
Like it would at worst trade if he also
Yeah.
does a jab. So at least he wouldn't continue his pressure right there. Okay. I mean, the reason you lost that round mainly was because you burned out.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the, I guess, key decision here, I think if you're going to go for that EXDP right here, you might as well just do a level 3, or yeah, I would just go for a level 3, because if you're gonna take the risk of something that's gonna lose you the round, you might as well do something that's gonna win you the round if it hits.
Yeah,
in my
true.
opinion, because this would also put him pretty much close to burnout, and then you're pretty much in the lead. Or if you just want to play it safe, just don't do the DP. But at some point, you're gonna have to make some kind of read here, because it
Yeah.
just has you in the corner.
I don't know, like Luke definitely a pretty good secondary.
Okay, so that dash I think was a bit
Unless you're really
ambitious.
That was definitely troll.
Depends on what your goals are, but you want to play.
Oh, yeah, you just had to get a DP there out,
You want
I think.
You know,
Yeah.
I respect it. Like I did that with soccer. Like, I wanted to Sakura. I wanted to, I want to be known as that guy. You know. Sometimes you just have an affinity with a character. Like Luke is pretty dry compared to Jamie.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have drive rushed there either, because you're so low on drive gauge. I feel like you
Yeah.
kind of gotta get a bit back. It's a bit hard to say though, because he was also so close, so maybe you wanted to chase him.
Yeah, sometimes when I see like we're even, I feel like Juri can chunk down.
Yeah, she definitely can if you're close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, the DI.
I think it's always beneficial to.
Yeah, I think in general you're just spending a bit too much drive gauge. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely extending your pressure more. But like the risk of this, like doing this EX fireball here, is just
It's always been
Yeah, I mean, it
Not
puts me
worth-
at less than 1 bars. And then
Yeah,
I
it's-
burn out. Oh, that's it.
yeah. It looks
If I
like-
didn't parry that, yeah.
Yeah.
nice putting the pieces together, but you have to like. I think one thing that's really important is it takes a lot of people's
Nice.
time to trust their strategy.
Yeah, I mean the way you're doing like fireball drive rush as your main strategy, I think that's like the way you actually play this matchup. So I think it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the jump back also was really good on the heavy knuckle, especially because you can't DI that one because he has level 3.
Good, like I said, like it looks like he's starting to believe now. You know. Just doing it. Just start.
Wait, can you actually you can't DI the charge knuckle thing when the
No, because he can cancel it to level 3. So if you do a
Ooh.
DI, like that's basically why he's doing it. Like he's spamming it when he has level 3.
Yeah, I
It's
have no
just
idea.
he's trying to bait your DI. So after throw, like what's your plan after throw? Because I've seen you like kind of dash forward and then
Yeah.
dash back.
I don't really know. Like after I throw, I kind of just try to keep applying pressure, but I should probably just go for stock and like reset neutral. I don't know.
Yeah,
A lot of time I get caught out.
Yeah, I think there's a few things you can do.
It looks like
One is either get a stock, so you can get a free stock after this.
Yeah.
Then the other things you can do, you can like drive rush and throw a fireball, and then drive rush again to get some added
Yeah,
pressure. And then also you can do a drive rush and then like do a delayed forward medium punch. That I can show you that a bit later if we go in training mode after. But yeah, I think those are like the main options that she has after a throw. And getting the stock is the safest one, so you might as well do that if you don't want to risk anything.
Yeah. To be honest, his Jamie wasn't even like impossible to beat. I feel like Jamie Juri is like a good matchup for Juri.
Yeah, I definitely think Juri wins this matchup. But yeah, I think his Jamie's just more practice. I've only ever seen
Yeah.
his Jamie in ranked. Okay, so that's a safe jump from Jamie, so I'm not sure what you tried.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why I press buttons every single time here. I think I was just like trying to jump out or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean tournament nerves can definitely apply a bit of pressure. But against a safe jump, you either just want to parry it if you think they're gonna press the button, or you
Yeah.
do like a delay jab so that it'll catch them trying to throw if they don't actually do the jump in. I think I haven't seen you throw enough either. I feel like you've just been
Yeah.
pressing buttons.
Yeah. That's what the commentator says. He's like, I just gotta throw more. And since then, I have been like applying more pressure with throws. I just wasn't throwing here.
Yeah. Also, after a punish counter throw, especially, you can just drive rush after. The reason you can't just
Yeah.
drive rush after a normal throw is because they can back rise and get away. But after a punish counter one, drive rush gets you in range. Nice. Yeah, you honestly got really close.
Yeah, I mean, this is like last round against the guy that won. It's like not too bad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's normally around like 1900 MR too. So we would have gotten mad MR from this. That's just a random Jamie thing they do.
Would have gotten nice 15.
Oh,
level 2? He's safe, he's plus.
Yeah, I didn't even know about this. Like, that's just, I was like so confused on that.
yeah.
You can just reset. And then here I just get caught out, getting a stock.
Hmm.
Okay, alright, I gotta play. Nice stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Good right there.
I feel like he was just kind of drive rushing at you a few times and you weren't really looking to check it. So
Yeah.
I would say that's the main thing. Yeah, I don't think you were playing badly in neutral at all. It's just you weren't getting the reward on the stand heavy punches that you could have been. Then you missed a few anti-airs and then the drive rushes you didn't check. Were you doing the heavy DP there?
Yeah, I did heavy DP there.
Yeah, I think medium DP should have worked.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, too far on that. I would say try not to get in the habit of doing parries for jump-ins.
Yeah,
do
that's
the
one
DP.
of my worst habits, actually. Because I got like good at parrying jump-in attacks, but I just get caught out by grabs so many times. It's just a habit I gotta break eventually.
Yeah. I mean, that round you only lost because you missed the anti-air, basically.
Yeah. I didn't even mean to press that. I think that was supposed to be a crouching medium.
Cool. Yeah, I guess maybe you're doing a bit too many stores, because I feel like, especially for if you haven't established like some level of checking what they're gonna do, they're just gonna start doing stuff, especially when they're not like too high in the MR.
Yeah.
They're just gonna start drive rushing at you. So like you gotta kind of establish that you're gonna check them so they slow down, I think.
Yeah. What do you usually use to check? Just crouching medium kick, or?
Crouch medium punch is the best one in general.
Okay.
There's a few exceptions, but in general, crouch medium punch is the best one. I mean, honestly, you weren't like really getting outplayed. You just did a few DIs.
I think it was this one, bro. Like,
okay, that's a bit unfortunate.
yeah, like I just use all my gauge. Like my gauge usage, I've realized after being in call with you, it's like so terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard in the moment because you really want to just like attack them, right? But
yeah,
looking back and making sure you're not like constantly under 2 bars or something, I feel like is pretty important.
Yeah,
and like thinking about like the actions that got you to that point, so that you don't just do them out of habit. Like I think like at the start of the round, spending like 3 drive gauge bars is kind of okay. Like you do a button into drive rush or the EX fireball into drive rush, but at that point you have to like keep in your mind not to overspend, otherwise it's like way bigger risk. Yeah, I would say that was probably not the best time to try and drive rush after I think you blocked a fireball. Luke's heavy fireball I think is plus at the range he threw it at. Or I think he did like a crouch medium punch too. You kind of just gotta block that out.
Yeah, okay. It's like a lot of times after someone will throw a fireball, I kind of just do the most predictable drive rush and they check me.
Okay. And then at the end there, after he blocked your fireball, it's not really your turn, so you just gotta block.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions? Maybe off of anything that I said right now?
I don't think so. I think main points is just like my gauge usage is terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta know when to use the fucking light DP or
the medium one.
heavy medium DP or heavy DP.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like medium one is in general the one you use, and then heavy is if you're like chasing them down or they're really far away. And then I think the other thing is just being more patient and neutral. Either like waiting a bit between your stocks, so you're not just doing it like right away, or like throwing your fireball right away, because the more you wait, like the less chance there is that they'll actually hit you out of it. They're not just going to be able to keep throwing things out. Mind
opening to how much noob shit I'm doing. I'm going to Genesis next month. It's mainly Smash tournament. I don't know if you know Genesis.
Yeah, I know Genesis.
Yeah, so they had Street Fighter and I'm going for Street Fighter.
Nice.
With like a bunch of homies, but I'm hoping to just fucking win that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you train really hard, it might be possible. Let me know if you have any questions in DMs or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll see you.
I'll let you know. All right, I'll catch you later, bro. Thank you. My eyes are open, chat. I'm like awakened. Dude, I see everything I'm doing. Like, I didn't even realize how bad my drive gauge usage was. He like taught me a bunch of like even the little frame stuff he was talking about. Like, I kind of just understand it more. Yeah, he's the GOAT. Let's go. If I lose a single rank game, Nephew can block me. All right, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something. I'll link Shiro's Twitch and YouTube down in the description. He's been grinding a lot, so you'll probably catch him live on Twitch. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot when you hit that red subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.